Hey you guys, so I'm back again with another message. I have several messages that I need to record. Um and I need to get out. Um and sometimes y'all I can get backed up on messages, and sometimes I really just have to sit down and be like, okay, I'm not gonna watch TV till I get this out, or I'm not gonna work on anything till I get these recorded. So but God had dropped this message in my spirit a few days ago, due to the things that I have been dealing with people and encountering people with people. And God clearly said to me, and He dropped in my spirit, He said, do right by others even when they are doing wrong by you. Do right by others even when they are doing wrong by you. Um, we as God's children, we have to understand that on the day of judgment, and when we go before God and we stand before God, like, God is not going to ask us about how people did us wrong, but God will ask us about how we did other people wrong, or how we render evil for evil. So we really have to be very careful on how we treat people, even when people are doing us wrong, even when people are treating us wrong. Um, because despite the fact that people might be treating us wrong and doing us wrong, we can still be sinning against God, right? If we come out of character and we do things that are unpleasing to God's sight. God is the best vindicator, right? And so some things we really do have to leave to God and let Him deal with it. And um, the example that God had gave to me in the Bible was about King Saul and David. How King Saul and David, they were the best of friends, right? But their relationship had begun to change when King Saul realized that David was ordained, anointed, and appointed to be the next king that was going to replace him. That caused jealousy and envy to sneak in. And when that caused jealousy and envy to sneak in, that caused King Saul to want to take David out, to want to kill David, to want to destroy David, right? And so David, being the man that he is, um, he could have retaliated and he could have killed Saul. He had the perfect opportunity. Instead of him killing, instead of him killing Saul, he cut a piece of his clothing, got really close to him and cut a piece of his clothing. But he knew then that he had to get away from Saul. But that didn't even stop there. Saul was still trying to kill him. But David understood that he couldn't touch Saul because Saul was still anointed. He was anointed by God. So he couldn't touch Saul. And the blessed person that could deal with Saul was God. And that ended up happening because of Saul and him going back to his sinful ways and the ways that God had told him not to go back to in the unholy places. It led to his life. It led to his life being taken. And so we got to understand, even when people do wrong by us, we still have to do right by them. And sometimes doing right by a person is doing like David, getting away from them, get from around them. So you don't have to worry about being attacked, or worry about, you know, worry about it possibly causing you to come out of character because you done got from who you need to get around. And another thing that God had really dropped in my spirit too was with me, and how even though people have did me wrong, in certain cases I still choose to do them right. Y'all know before I talk about how I was married, and that was, y'all, the worst one of the worst parts of my life. Um, Besides my mother passing away, that was one of the worst parts of my life, being in that place to where, you know, I'm being kicked out of a house that was supposed to be our marriage home, and all these lies and accusations, false accusations that were put against me, and my name dragged through the mud pretty much, and people talking about me and just treating me wrong over lies and stuff that they heard, all because the person who was really doing me wrong didn't want to hide the fact that they had things that they need to get delivered from. They had skeletons within their closet. Um, They were very abusive, domestic violence, narcissists, and that's one thing that narcissists do. They tend to um, attack you, and then when you try to attack back, they make it seem like you're guilty, or they already try to break that narrative to make it seem like you was the problem, you was the issue, because they don't want to get caught. They don't want to ruin and destroy their image, and that's what narcissists do. But y'all, as angry as I was going through that process, God told me in this season, He was like, "You're gonna have to keep quiet and let me deal with it. Don't act out of character. When you see these people, still treat them kindly, still treat them nice, still speak and keep it moving. But don't treat them the way that they treat you." Y'all, when I tell you guys, when I begin to move like that, really go through the healing process and be able to move with them, be able to move like that. And now when I see them and they see me, they see the reputation of God on me. I ran into one of them the other day at the store, and they told me that, I look good or whatever, and I told them thank you. Um, but they see the God and the glory over my life, and they see that now that everything that was said about me was a lie, because how God has kept me, how God is blessing me, how God is working through me and using me. And so, with that being said, I could have missed so many blessings if I would have treated them like they treated me. And I told you guys, this is a time of judgment. This is a time of vindication. This is a time of recompense. And a lot of these people that had did me wrong are going through, or they're about to go through, or been going through, and they're trying to put on the front like they're not going through. Y'all, God don't play about His children. And so I just want to come and encourage you to don't treat people wrong when they are treating you wrong. Do right by others when they are doing wrong by you. Okay? Do right by others when they are doing wrong by you, because God is going to hold you accountable for your actions, not for their actions. And God will cover you and protect you. He will vindicate you when you treat others the way they're supposed to be treated, despite the fact how they're treating you, despite the fact on how they're lying on you. Because you will outlive every lie that they tell. And it's going to come out. What's done in the dark, y'all, it's going to come out. It's going to come to the light. So do right by others, even when they're doing wrong by you, because God will bless you. I'm telling you, God will bless you. God blessed me in so many ways, y'all. He has blessed me in so many ways because I didn't render evil for evil. Because I didn't drag people's name and stuff through the mud like they dragged my name through the mud. I didn't try to ruin their business like they try to ruin my business. I didn't try to break up families and marriages and all this other stuff like they try to do me. And so while now I'm living my life and I'm doing the will of the Father, I got so much peace. Where they don't have peace within their own home. Y'all, that's a blessing. Just to be at peace. Because I remember being in a marriage, being in a house where I had no peace. No peace. Walking on eggshells. But because I handled it the godly way and didn't come out of character and just was obedient to God and did what He told me to do, He blessed me for it. So do right by others, even when they are doing wrong by you. So, all right, you guys, I love you all. I pray that you all have an amazing day, and I will chat with you all later.